Yeah,
up there. There's somebody live. That's you. What's up, everyone? Do you want to sit? Yeah, I was gonna say you want to sit it up there because in that way. Alright, so hi guys. Welcome back to another session of Marriage Matters today, live on Mondays. We are coming to you just to kind of we're going to have just a little chat session today. I am Novica, and this is
LJ
Owinger, and we are the co-founders of Marriage Matters Today. We are marriage mentors and relationship communication specialists, and we are here just to encourage and empower and inspire couples globally. That's what I was trying to say. Sheesh. LJ.
Yeah.
What is the shortest and the shortest sentence and the longest sentence?
The shortest sentence is The shortest sentence.
Do you guys know what the shortest sentence is? All right. Okay. The shortest sentence is I am.
I am. That is a sentence. Yeah. Shortest sentence.
But what's the longest sentence?
Probably I do. She's so corny, y'all. I'm telling you. She just corny as she can be. I do. That is the longest sentence. I do is the longest sentence. I've been under this sentence for about 20 years now. Come June. 20 years. 20-year sentence, y'all. So far. And it's
20 wonderful years.
Lifetime sentence.
Okay, you guys. So thanks for coming in, tuning in to Marriage Matters Live. We just thought we'd start off with something kind of funny. So we just wanted to kind of get into some things. What's been going on in media lately. I put on the feed about Meghan Markle and her crazy family. Okay, not crazy. I shouldn't say that. But she's got a half brother and a half sister that the media just seems to like to shed so much light on them, and just even some friends and family members who weren't invited or have not received the invitation to the royal wedding. And so, a lot of people are blaming Meghan for not getting an invitation, which I don't know how. I mean, I know it's her wedding, but if you think about it, this is a very different kind of a wedding, right? I don't think it's a traditional American wedding, and this is royalty.
High profile, yeah.
This is high profile. And so I'm thinking, you guys, I'm asking you, have you ever, when you're getting married, or if you are getting married, what do you think about, would you invite a family member or a friend that could potentially cause a problem at your wedding or reception? Would you invite them or would you not?
I wouldn't.
Yeah?
You ain't coming up at my wedding. I done paid all my money and set everything right. I want to have a good time with family and friends.
Yeah.
And then you want to come and ruin everything? No, I'm just not going to do it. It's my wedding. I got the right to invite who I want to invite.
I was thinking the same thing, but then I thought maybe I was just not being a Christian and being welcoming during a time where it's supposed to be a celebration. But then as I started thinking about it, I too was thinking, if I spent all of this money, all of this time and effort to make this day as wonderful as it could be, as smooth as it could possibly be, and then to invite some people that I feel that could potentially cause some issues, I don't think I'd invite them either.
All right.
Would you guys do that? Would you guys invite someone that you think would possibly be, and I'm not talking about, an ex or something like that, but I mean family members that, would really probably could be offended if you didn't invite them. Would you risk furthering that relation, tearing that relationship, or would you just bite the bullet and say, I'm going to invite them, I want them to feel the love, and I'm going to pray for the best?
Nah.
Nah. But that's a thought. Hey, Bishop Davis. He says, I believe that everyone who had a wedding has not invited certain relatives or friends. Right.
Right. That's what I say too. That's what I say too. And I don't know if there's anything that's actually wrong with that, you know? And that's something that we're talking about, because like she was saying, our message yesterday was being inviting, you know, inviting people with love, inviting people in with love. But if it's going to ruin your day and you know that they're going to cause problems, I don't necessarily think that there's a problem with not inviting, you know.
Okay.
I really don't.
Yeah. All right. So, you know, so those are just some things that to think about. And, you know, I don't know. I thought about poor Megan, you know, getting ready for this wedding. And I hope that, you know, she doesn't have all these tabloids out there, you know, that she's not reading all of this craziness, and that she's communicating with her family. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's really about communication and, you know, just making sure that the family, you know, that the media, especially for her, that the media doesn't tear her family apart or anything like that. I'm sure it could be embarrassing in some ways. It does seems as if she has kind of sectioned herself off in a certain area of her life. But, you know, so I don't know. I just think that's really hard to be in a situation like that. It's not personal. Yeah. Right. Right. And then who wants to, you know, this wedding is going to be televised. It's going to be out there for everyone to see. So you don't want to open yourself up to someone that would potentially cause you to be embarrassed, or, you know, give the media even more of a reason to do, you know, say something, or to take things out of context. So
yeah, that's even if it wasn't going to be televised, you know. He said it was not personal, just cautious based off of past behaviors. You know what I mean? So if I know somebody's just got past behaviors of acting up or showing out or whatever, no, you know, I'm not inviting you to my wedding.
Right.
I hope that you know, but then you got to think somebody else might tell them, and they just might show up anyways because you didn't invite them, ready to start something. But anyways,
you just got to be really discreet about it, and, you know, not just be like, oh, they ain't coming my way. And, you know, you just got to be really discreet about it, I think, in a way. So that's that in that part of the news world. We just wanted to come with something a little relevant that's been out there in the news lately. Another thing that we talked about is LJ and I was just kind of discussing some things. And what do you guys think about married couples, like the husband and the wife having single friends?
Male or female, you know, single friends, male or female. It doesn't have to be if me having a single friend as a female, but male or female, it doesn't matter. What do you guys feel about that? What do you think, being a married couple and having single friends, are you okay with that in your marriage?
Well, I mean, I'll speak for me. Like, I don't mind you having single friends, but at the same time, I wouldn't expect you to always be hanging out with the single friends.
Right.
As being married, I would think that we would need to be more connected with married couples. And so it's different. Like if you're going somewhere with, you know, a group of married men, you guys can keep each other, you know, together. But if it's you and a whole bunch of single men, I have a problem with that, because I would think that they would respect our marriage, but
That's not always true, though. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely understand that. And I think that I feel the same way. So, you know, when me and my wife hang out, most of the time, if we hang out with somebody, it's married couples. And there's a reason behind that because, and not only married couples, but like-minded married couples, you know, couples that kind of think like we think, that kind of believe like we believe. And the reason we do that is because we don't want to, you know, the Bible says if you feed your flesh, that's what you'll respond in. That's what you'll act in. You feed the spirit, that's what you'll act in. So if we're out with married couples that think like us and we're doing something, or I'm treating my wife a certain way, I know these men and these women that we hang out with, they're going to bring that up and they're going to say something to me about it, and I'll be accepting of that because that's the relationship that we have, because I want to make sure that I'm always respectful to my wife and different things like that, and I don't want to be out with people who are doing things that we don't agree with, you know, that we don't do.
Yeah. And as far as the single, I'm probably gonna say I wouldn't. I'm not a big fan of you having single female friends, but at the same time, I mean, we you know, we all have friends, and I know that you're not just hanging out with them. Right. So it's a difference in having female acquaintances and even some friends, but you're not going out on lunch dates with them, or you're not, they're not calling you up to do all these household chores.
Right.
You know, yeah, Bishop Davis said, know your priorities and boundaries. You're right. And that's the thing.
And that's a good point right there, because right now in our marriage small groups.
Hi, Don.
Hey, Don. Right now in our marriage small groups, we're going over boundaries in marriage. And that is a great topic. It's a great study about boundaries in marriage, setting boundaries in your marriage. And those boundaries are to protect you within your marriage, you know, from things that are outside the marriage or whatever. But that boundaries in marriage is really, really good. And if you guys are available, come to our marriage small groups, which are every first and third Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. Actually, 6:30. 6:30, we eat something, and then at 7, we actually start the video. But if you don't, go online and buy it and go through it with your spouse.
Yeah, definitely something to think about. And if you are interested in showing up to our small group, just let us know in the comments, and we will message you the information on where we meet and all of that. But yeah, so for me, I would definitely put a boundary around the time that you would spend with any female, really. And I think that boundary is kind of already set for us. Right. I don't think that it's really a thing of that we have to put it out there. I don't know. I just feel like we know. I
think it's already put out there because it's like you said, it's already set. Yeah. So we know. And not only that, even if you were 100% fine with it, I wouldn't be fine with it because I want to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? And you always have to be thoughtful. You always have to think about where you are, the environment you're in, who you're with, because in this flesh dwells no good thing. Right. Anything can happen. I'm not, what's the word? Immune to anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody, he may not get me with drugs, but he knows what he can get me with. And so, I have to know my thin ice, and I have to stay away from that. So I wouldn't put myself in that situation regardless.
Bishop Davis says, how do you handle ministry work, relationships with single ministry leaders?
Oh, how do you manage relationships? How do you handle
ministry work? So say you are working with some ministry leaders that are single, and you may need to set some meetings, right? You have to set meetings with them to go over certain things. You have to call them. So there's this contact that could be one-on-one. How do you protect yourself when it comes to that?
Well, first off, you try to make sure that it's not one-on-one as much as possible. If you have to meet one-on-one, you meet in a public place. You're not meeting in the house. You're not meeting, somewhere that's private. You meet somewhere that's public. And that, like I said, again, that's to protect yourself, man or female. That's to protect you in your relationship, in your marriage, So, and that's a boundary that's being set also, that you're saying we're not meeting in the house. We're not meeting in a private place. We're meeting in a public place. But as much as possible, try to make sure that all parties are brought into it, and then you can go forward from there.
And so that's his take on it. My take on it, even if you meet in a public place, there's people that may see you, that know you, that could even construe that as something negative. And so we have to make sure that we're not letting our evil be our good be evil spoken of. So even in our good intentions, it could still come off as looking as if maybe you're meeting someone other than your wife or husband. And then that could get back, right? So when it comes to meetings, I would say husband and wives, if you're meeting with the ministry leader, their spouse needs to be right there with them. If
they have a spouse. That's the thing.
It's your spouse.
Yeah,
your spouse. Yeah. Your spouse should be your spouse should be there. Or if you're going, maybe they're meeting you at the church, or they're meeting you at your office, whoever is your assistant, you want to make sure that the meeting times are during the time that your assistant is there. You want to communicate with your wife. Hey, I'm going to have a meeting. So-and-so, are you going to be at the house? I'm going to have so-and-so come and we're going to meet. But there needs to be a third party available, I believe, at all times. If you are the one that's over the ministry leader that is conducting the business, if it is, say, LJ and I meeting, if I'm meeting with someone, I will take my husband with me. I think that there should be definitely, and I know that we're all adults, but it seems like there's a lot of pastors that are resigning and getting caught up in these predicaments. And it really hurt my heart about, what's his name? The pastor out there at Willow Creek. Dang, I can't think of his name right now. But anyways, he sat down, or he resigned from his position because he had put himself and too many positions that now have been construed as, and it could have been, he could have let his guard down and, did something with these women. I don't know. But the fact is you have to protect yourself. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. He says absolute privacy does not set the stage for all things bad. Right. Not an original statement of his, but it doesn't, so
it doesn't. It's just, if it comes down to your word against their word, and there's no one else around to substantiate the truth, that could be really hard.
And I know some people are thinking, well, it's not a big deal. It's perfectly innocent. I'm not interested in that person, and that person's not interested in me. And that may be very true in the beginning. But if it's something that's continually going on, feelings can be built up, even though it's something that you haven't ever thought about. You can start to gain feelings for people and everything. You can do that. So you want to make sure that, you're protecting yourself and thus protecting your marriage.
Yeah.
How's he pop in there?
I don't know. I just seen Angelica pop up on the screen and I'm waving at her. She probably doesn't even know I was waving at her. Oh, it does. Okay, I think you read that wrong, but yeah, we understand what you're saying. It does set it does set the stage for all things bad. You're right. I'm sorry.
I read it wrong, but I knew what you were talking about. Sorry.
All right, you guys. I don't know. Is our time about up? Almost. We got 7 minutes. All right. Okay, so yeah, so that was, one of the questions that we also wanted to just, talk with you guys about. How do you handle that? We said LJ's side, but on my end as well, I don't have male friends. I don't have any friends. No, just playing. No, I have plenty of friends, but I don't really I don't have male friends that I just call up and hang out with or talk to. That's not my thing. I stay away from that. So I don't think that's an issue with us. But I always make sure that I'm accountable to my husband. If we're having meetings with our pastor will always invite my husband to come at anytime he's talking to me or anything like that. He'll always include my husband in on our conversations. So he's around or whatnot. Otherwise, if we have conversations, they're in front of everyone. They're not in a corner somewhere, whatever. So that's, and as far as the singleness, maybe girlfriends, I have single girlfriends, but I don't hang out with them a lot. I don't go out a lot. And, I'm usually at home busy doing other stuff. So my girlfriends will tell you that, they always think I'm busy. So I don't get very many people calling me.
Love you too, Bishop.
So that sounded sad, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
One thing that we were going to talk about, and I know we don't have a lot of time, is that how do you go about taking care of your spouse? You know what I mean? Is that important to you? Taking care of your spouse when they're going through maybe a surgery or a sickness or something like that. Do you value being able to take care of your spouse? Novica's about to come up. She's getting a knee surgery coming here on May the 4th, this Friday.
That's right, Don.
And I'm looking forward to being able to take care of my wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to being able to do everything for her, give her everything she needs, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm going to take care of her really, really good.
Oh, guess what I found yesterday?
What you find?
Why you gotta do it like that? I found a bell. Y'all, I found a bell. I found our souvenir bell from Hawaii. And oh yeah, it's gonna be on.
I'm gonna take it. She won't be able to get it, so it'll be cool.
No, you guys, for real though, I tell you, I don't like to see LJ sick. I don't like to see him struggling. I don't like to see him in pain. And he probably thinks I'm hateful. I'm like not hateful, but I'm like irritable and I'm always helping at the same time. Like, I'm irritable because I hate to see him being sick. I hate to see him down. And so then I get mad because I'm like, I hate illness. Rebuke this illness. Be gone, Satan. Get off my husband. I just want to fight Satan and I just want to fight the sin that just came into this world because now my husband's dealing with this sickness and all of that or whatever. But at the same time, I care for him. And I anytime I get mad at him now when he don't let me do things for him. So when he's sick and he's down, I'm right there. I'm ready to do whatever. Because,
And she does a really good job at it. As you guys know, I've had 3 surgeries, and those are serious surgeries, and I've had some others that weren't so serious, but I still was down. So, and she takes so, she's so good at taking care of me. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard because during those times I'm in pain, so then I'm mean, I'm snappy and everything, but she just works through it all easy. Like, I'm just so loving and everything, she just invites me and right where I'm at, and so, but those times can be really hard, but you have to realize that your spouse is going through something. It's not that they don't love you or that they don't care or that they're trying to be snappy. It's just something that's really hard for them to deal with because of the pain and the situations that they're dealing with and going through.
Yeah. So, you know, one of the benefits of being married is that, you know, you have that person that's by your side that makes things a lot easier. And Don, I'm so glad that Brad did that. He took care of you. You guys are awesome. I love you guys.
Yeah, Don also says Brad doesn't even fix a car without her there.
Yeah.
You know, he works on cars sometimes, and he won't fix a woman's car unless his wife is there, you know, at the house also.
If you guys have any type of admiration for us, I'm telling you, Brad and Dawn,
it would be even more so for them.
They're like the couple that we look to. So if you guys ever like wonder, you know, who are the people that, you know, you guys would go to, Brad and Dawn.
Yep. That's right.
So just letting you know that they're awesome. Hi Matisa.
Hey Matisa.
So hey you guys, we are about to end. We're done. Thank you for, you know, hanging out with us for this half hour, talking about Meghan Markle and, you know, all this crazy stuff. It just was a chat session, and, you know, just be careful, you guys, when it comes to having these single friends, and or if you're working with people in ministry that are single, watch your backs. Make sure that you take care to always have witnesses around when you're working with people as much as you possibly can, and you know, take care of your spouses. Do your diligence, whatever they need. Make sure that you're there for them. And we want you to leave you guys with this: don't be afraid to be the one who loves the most. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.